Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we have an unboxing of Austin Foundry Cookware. They offer a number 10, a number 11, and a number 12 in cast iron skillets. Also in the dual handle skillets they offer a 10 and a 12, and also the grill presses or burger presses, whatever you want to call them, they offer that as well. So if you guys are interested, make sure you check out their website. It's austinfoundrycookware.com. And with all that said, guys, let's get into the unboxing. Alright guys, and as you can see here, the cast iron grill press packaged really well in this box. Also, I like the straw or hay, whatever that might be, that is provided as padding. A little bit more different than the standard stuff you usually see, like cardboard or plastic. So that is a bit different. And I do like it because it gives it a rustic vibe. Also, the string and the tag looks like someone hand tied it and attached it to the handle, so that's a nice plus. The other thing is that the cast iron grill press feels very smooth, doesn't feel rough whatsoever, and I do want to say that they perhaps run it through a tumbler to provide a little bit of sanding to it without really sanding it. The other thing is that it is casted thinner than what I expected it to be, but I do like the weight on it, not as heavy as my other grill presses. The other thing is that the handle is actually made out of wood, and as you can see here, they also have screws, so if you want to season this, you can remove that wood handle to do so. The other thing that I do like a lot about this grill press is that it feels very comfortable in your hand, very ergonomical. It doesn't feel uncomfortable, and it is lighter weight. So with that said, let's actually give you guys some specs. Alright guys, so the first specification we're going to give you on this grill press is the weight. As you can see here, I do have my scale. And what I'm going to do is actually remove the tag so that way we get a proper weight reading. So we're looking at 2 pounds, 5.3 ounces, which is very lightweight considering that I do own some other ones that are way heavier than this. I don't have any on hand right now to do a comparison, but 2 pounds, 5.3 ounces is, as I said earlier, pretty lightweight. So, all right, guys, moving on to now give you some measurements. So the diameter, we're looking at 6.5 inches in diameter, which is a great size for burgers, sandwiches, bacon, you name it, whatever you need it for. Just measuring the bottom, same 6.5 inches. Now the handle height, we're looking at 2.5 inches, and then the width is actually 4.5 inches. So that is a great size handle. And I do want to say that if you are going to be using this with gloves, you know, outdoor cooking, it's big enough for you to actually use it with some thick leather gloves. You don't have to remove your cookware gear. So great size, very ergonomical, as I said earlier. Overall, I feel like this is going to be a great smash burger press for me, because that's technically what I want to use it for, is to make some smash burgers. So look forward to a review with this as well, and the cast iron skillet in a future video, the Austin Foundry skillet. We're going to actually check that out in a minute, so stick around. Alright guys, so we're going to get into the unboxing of the cast iron skillet, and as you can see, it is presented really well, packaged really well, and overall I just like this whole experience. It does feel a bit different than, as I said earlier, the monotone ones where it's just cardboard or plastic, so this is a huge plus for me. Before we get into the skillet, we're going to look at the cards here and some other goodies that they have provided. So the first thing that I have noticed is that they did a handwritten letter. It says here, Luis, thank you for supporting small businesses. Happy holidays and enjoy, Sean and Lisa. Thank you very much, Sean and Lisa. I do appreciate that. That is a very nice touch. The other card is a certificate of authenticity, and it has been hand signed and dated as well. So the card reads, this cast iron cookware has been crafted and hand poured at Austin Foundry in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, USA, which is interesting because I did not know that. This is somewhat similar to what Butterpat does. They do hand pour their cast iron cookware. The back side has a general use and care. So for those of you that want to read it, just give it a quick pause so you can do so. Alright guys, and we're going to get into the other goodies that are in the box itself. As you can see here, they also have a seasoning wax, and it's their sample size. It says here, not for resale. So this is, I feel like, something that they ship with every purchase that you make, perhaps. I'm not sure if that's the case or if I just got lucky and they sent me one, but the ingredients are coconut oil, almond oil, avocado oil, and beeswax. For those of you that want to know, I will be trying this out to let you guys know if it's good or not, or you know how well the seasoning does. Also, I am going to actually use the skillet first before I actually apply the seasoning wax here. So I will be using this, and I'll let you guys know how well it cooks in a future video. Not in this one here. This one's more of a unboxing, but look forward to a review of cooking, and I'll let you guys know how well it does, along with the seasoning wax. Alright guys, and without further ado, let's finally get into the cast iron skillet. Now, it does feel pretty heavy, to be honest guys. This is a number 11, so it's close up there to being a 12-inch skillet. But I want to say most of the weight is coming from the handle, and it is a solid piece, so that's probably where all of that weight is coming from. Now, the other thing that I will say is that it is very ergonomical. It does feel good in the hand. It is heavy, so obviously sauteing your vegetables, and if you like to do that sauteing motion, will most likely be a little bit more difficult. Nothing as easy as obviously handling an aluminum or stainless steel pan, but we here are fanatics of cast iron cookware. Alright guys, and now I want to show more angles of the skillet, starting off with the handle. Once again, designed very nicely. The only downside that I don't like is just that it's a solid piece. I do wish that it was either hollowed out or something of that nature, but it is comfortable to hold in your hand. The other thing is obviously the handle design has been made in a Y or a fork to eliminate more of that heat transfer from the skillet to the handle, providing a cooler handle while you're cooking on the stovetop. Also, the cooking surface has been surfaced or milled for that matter, but it looks like there is a small micro texture on it because you can feel it when you run your hands across it. There is a little bit of that almost grainy feel, but it's not very pronounced. It does feel more like textured than the Stargazer, so that's, if you guys have a Stargazer, kind of reference to that, but with more texture to it. Now, I do like the sloped walls. It almost reminds me of a chef skillet Wagnerware, so I do like that a lot. And I want to say that's the biggest selling point of this cast iron skillet. The walls are very well sloped, and it's deep enough to ensure that your food is going to stay in the pan when you're cooking. The other thing is the handle, the helper handle. I do like that as well. And the design underneath, very beautiful. I do like the, I guess you could say, the blacksmith pouring the iron into the mold. And lastly, the thing that I want to mention is that the surface itself, the texture itself, is actually very, very smooth. So even though they say they are a small business, they do have attention to detail in almost every little aspect of this skillet, which is something that I do appreciate, because that just shows that they are trying to build a high quality product at a decent price. And I say decent price because it's not as expensive as some other cast iron cookware out there. And they do deliver on their quality. Their quality is very high. And the last thing to consider is that they are handmade, which not a lot of cast iron companies can say. So for those of you that are interested in the Austin Foundry skillet, we are going to provide weight and also measurements. So bear with me while I take off the tag. Alright guys, so let's weigh this. And we are looking at 6 pounds, 9.1 ounces. So a little bit on the heavier side, almost equivalent to a 12-inch cast iron skillet from Lodge. Alright guys, and next we are going to do the dimensions on this skillet. So the first one is the top rim. We're looking at 11 19.5 inches. So a little bit bigger than what I thought it would be. It is a number 11, so about a ½ inch bigger. Next, we're going to do pour spout to pour spout. We're looking at 12 inches. And from the helper handle to the handle itself, we're looking at 19.5 inches. Next, we're going to measure the handle itself, coming in at 6 inches, so that's a great size. Next, the cooking surface, we're looking at 8 3/4 inch. Lastly, I want to measure the wall height. Since they are sloped, it's a little difficult, but we're looking at 2 1/4 inch. Next, the helper handle itself is 3.5 inches wide, and in depth, we're looking at 1 inch. So I think those are great dimensions for this skillet. And in my opinion, guys, the biggest downfall, or the biggest thing that I don't like, and this is just me, if I have to nitpick at this, is just the handle being a solid piece. And the reason I say that, guys, it's because of the weight that's added to the skillet. The other thing is that once you throw this in the oven, or in a campfire, or once it comes up to temperature on the stovetop, the handle is going to be blazing hot to the point that it's going to be really difficult to handle. So that, in my own opinion, is one of the biggest downfalls to this skillet. Other than that, the surface is beautiful. The texture of it is just amazing, and I'm excited to see how well the seasoning develops on this skillet. To me, the sloped walls are very reminiscent of the Wagnerware chef skillets. And I do actually own one, and I love using that one because it makes me feel like a professional cook, even though I am an amateur. But when I like to saute my vegetables and use that technique or that motion where you pick up your pan and then start flipping the food inside by using that motion that the professional chefs use, it makes you feel wonderful, honestly, and the cooking experience is elevated in that sense. But with all that said, Austin Foundry Company has a great quality product, which I do highly recommend. So for those of you that are interested, make sure you check out their website. And as always, guys, if you guys have any other questions, please leave that in the comments below. I appreciate your time. Thank you guys for watching.